All right, welcome back, everybody. Okay, we're getting on the road. Well, we're a little ways there already. Got done what I had to do around the house. Grabbed a quick shower. Here's still a little damp. Got me something cold to drink. Man, it is hot today. But we're going to see where this adventure leads us. Hopefully fun. Hopefully catch a fish. And have a night out at the campground. So hang on. Here we go. Well, welcome back, everybody, and if you're new to the channel, welcome in general. Oh my goodness, I'm already sweating like the devil. Like my backdrop? I do. That's one of the reasons I come out here camping, and I'm already sweating like crazy. I got here, got parked, as you saw, got out of the truck, and went to grab my stuff, and my phone starts ringing, my cell phone. It's work. They're having some issues. We have a customer who's having some issues, and so they reached out to get my input on it. So there's a 20-minute call sitting out here in the sun. Whew. But got me a nice spot. Kick back a little bit. Hopefully it's quiet. Got me one of these. Whew. Where are my manners? Cheers. Oh, so cold. Ooh, that's a good one. So I hope everybody's been well out here on another camping adventure. It's a hot one again. Boy, I wish fall would get here. Oh my gosh. That's my favorite time for camping is in the fall. When you get into the dog days of summer, it's just hot, and trying to beat the heat is in itself kind of tough. So fortunately, when I go camping, today we're at Indiana, Shakamak State Park, and so I could reserve a campsite online, pardon me, and I got one that had quote-unquote full shade. That's important in the summertime if you're going to for you that are new to camping. Research. If you have to, find the campground. Usually in the campgrounds on their websites, they'll have a camping map, and you can look at the map, and then you know, Google Map the sucker, and then you can zoom in on it and get an idea what the campsites look like. Speaking of new campers, just a tip for anybody that's thinking about starting camping, this, that, and the other. There's tons of great stuff online, some good advice, and then there's some not so good advice. So be careful about what you watch and what you believe. My biggest tip, if you want to start camping, is depending on how many people, if you're talking about a family or just yourself, 2 people, always get, I would start with a tent, an inexpensive tent, and just go on a fair weather day. One thing that I see tons of tent reviews on there, but I can't recall any of them actually describing what's inside that tent. I mean, they show the inside of the tent, yeah, that's great, but what they don't tell you is if you go to Wally World, for example, and you get a 2-man tent and there's 2 of you, you are going to be cramped. Back in the day, and I've got like 4 tents, back in the day they used to actually put a little picture on the side of the tent of how you should sleep in the tent, and it shows you, and you're shoulder to shoulder, and most two-man tents are like 70, 6.5 feet, under 7 feet, width under 5 feet. That's on average. Now you get 2 people in there, it's going to fill that up. I'm 6 feet tall, so if I get one that's 6.5 feet, I'm basically just about touching at both ends of that thing, and I am not a small guy, so it's going to be cramped for the second person, or myself. I'll just shove them over, get out of my way. I always suggest that you get a tent that's one person bigger than you think you need. The favorite tent I have it's an older tent, but it's still in good shape, and it is 5 by 9. So it's not a tall tent by any means. It's not the cabin style. It's the little tent poles and all that good stuff. So it gives me plenty of room. Tip number 2 for beginner campers: air mattress. They're relatively inexpensive versus buying those what I call glorified yoga pads. Those are great for the lightweight campers, the hiker campers, people that are packing in. Those work great. But for your first time, get an air mattress and a pump. I suggest you just get the hand pump. It's like $10 at Walmart. It's inexpensive. And when you pump up your air mattress, do it inside the tent. Because a lot of the doors aren't real friendly trying to squeeze a full-size air mattress through a door, because the door's in the middle. Imagine your air mattress is 6 feet long, roughly. The door's in the middle of a 2-person tent, which is roughly 6 feet long. So you're working with 3 feet, and you got to bend it. It's a nightmare. Air it up in the tent. Just from personal experience, I've had different types of air pumps. I had the one that you plug in the cigarette lighter. Oh, I thought this would be great. Well, the cord that it comes with is like 5 feet long. So unless you park right next to your tent or almost inside it, it gets a little tricky. So, and also one last tip, and then I'll get off my soapbox. I promise. This is for new campers, never been camping before. Expectations. Be ready for, it's the outdoors. One of the most important things about camping, in my opinion, is getting a good night's sleep. Your first night camping, and I've discussed this with campers over the years, your very first time you go, your very first night camping, you are not going to get a lot of sleep. It's just the human condition. You're in a strange place, there's strange noises, strange environment, strange bed. So don't let that sway you or give you the impression of a bad camping trip. So just some food for thought. Now, I'm going to have some beer for thought. And I apologize for my little tirade there. But I want camping is I guess could you consider it a sport? I consider it a sport of a nature, but it's great, and it's about the memories that you can bring home. I've got so many great memories with the kids growing up, taking going out solo camping on my own, starting a family, taking the kids, and the kids love it. They still camp with me from time to time, but they're all grown, have lives and families of their own, so it's kind of tough. But we do try to get together on occasion, and hopefully we'll be bringing some along on some future trips. So with that said, now that I have ranted on long enough, I apologize. I'm going to kick back, drink this beer, and then we'll see about finishing getting this camp set up, and probably turn off my phone. See you in a bit. Take care. Let go of my finger. Okay. Oh, that's good. Balance. What a balance on that. Okay. I'm pushing my legs. Come on. Hitch. There you go. Arr. All right. do. I'm not sure what's a good way to put that on there. Let's start with that. Okay, folks, well, getting a little jump this time. Hopefully we're not going to be eating in the dark again. I apologize for every time that happens. I'm still working on getting a decent lighting system. But tonight, I get the fire going, it's going good. We're going to make what I think is probably one of the more popular meals, campfire fare, that people make. It's simple, it's easy, and let's get to it. First, I got a pan. It's, what is that? It's 10 by 8 something. No, or actually smaller than that. It's this size. I have no idea what size that is. Should have brought a tape measure. First thing we're gonna do, whoop. Now, I am missing one ingredient because, as always, I forget to bring something, and I forgot to bring the butter. Usually you'll dice up about half a stick of butter and put it in the bottom of this pan, on top of what I'm about to do here. It's a little non-stick there. It's basic canola oil, cooking oil. Put that to the side. Then you would, okay, butter. Now we're going to chop up an onion. Got a little damp in the cooler. Now this is sweet onion. I prefer those. There's a gnat in my face. Another thing about cooking. Careful, don't want to get onion in your eyes. Side. Band off. Put you down. Got anything to wipe my hands off on. Now let's see if we can get some of this outside layer off. This skin. Ooh, look at there. It's trying to come off. Well, get started. There we go. That's pretty straightforward. Depending on how you like to cut your onions. And I like, when I make this, I like fairly big pieces. Something I can get a fork into. So we're going to cut this down. Be very careful. Onions can be slippery. And we're going to take that, look at that, and just start covering the bottom. Let's see, make sure you can see okay. Screw that piece. All nice and separated. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the whole onion. You don't necessarily have to. But since I got it here, I'm trying to make some a little bit thinner pieces as well. I have to be very careful. As I mentioned in another video, I've injured my right hand several times, and stitches and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not as dexterous, and being right-handed, that's just horrible. So I'm not as dexterous with my right hand as I would like to be, but I know my limitations and I work through it. I get a nice even layer on the bottom. Now this recipe is, the way I'm making it, is more for 2 to 3 people. But it's the only way I know how to make it. And I can always store the extra. Now, well, onion, I think I got enough of you. So you are not going to survive the trip home, unfortunately. Now, next step. And I came across these a while back, and I think they're awesome. They're inexpensive. It makes camping, cooking easy. These are sliced white potatoes. They're all ready to go. So we're gonna take it. I drained probably 80% of the liquid out of here. I still want a little bit of liquid in the bottom. We just toss them in there. I'm gonna arrange them a little bit. And I did wash my hands. I've been playing in the fire. I'm gonna arrange those around a little bit. There's actually more than it looks. And if you want the onions, optional. I like the onion part. Now, what I do, salt and pepper the dickens out of this dude. Put some salt on there. Make sure you get it on all the taters. These taters without salt, man, just, in my opinion, is just bland. All right, everybody, look away for a second, because now I'm going to add my favorite part, the pepper. And you salt and pepper to taste, and you can see my taste here. It's not empty yet, it's getting close. Okay, so that's what we're up to so far. And now, I always call these fat sausage versus, it's just regular smoked sausage. There we go. And we're going to cut these jokers up. Makes it a little easier. And they're relatively bite-sized pieces. Technically, this is already pre-cooked. Apologies for the sweat running down my face. It's hot. Fall, will you hurry up and get here? I'll tell you what. And just get those off here. Pardon me. So try to get to do this quickly so I can. You know, just sitting still when it's hot like this, sitting still is when you really feel the heat. But if you're up and just casually walking around, it's almost like a slight breeze. That's not so bad. Those guys in there. Now, I'm going to be greedy, and I'm going to go ahead and chop up the other one, put it in there too. So I've already got the package open. Not sure when it'll get refrigerated again. I'll just set you right there. This doesn't take long. I mean, prep time, I mean, shoot, you can go back and look at the video and see what time we started and how long this takes. That's a big one. In there. Helps to have a decently sharp knife. I need a really sharp knife. I either grab my buck knife or one of my fillet knives. This one does the job pretty good. It's a little stiffer than a fillet knife, so it's good for the onion. Set you aside. Throw them in there. Now, put my hands off. Get the knife. Move this out of the way. I'll wash you in a minute. Now, bring you a little forward. I'm going to try to get something of an even layer. Pardon my fingers, but I'm the one that's eating it. It looks pretty good. Get that in there. Now, hands off. Get a non-onion side of cloth here. Wipe the cheeks off. Now we need heavy-duty foil. Camper's best friend when it comes to cooking. Estimate a measurement there. Now, since it's a little high in spots, just to be careful, because it can burn, we're just going to give that a shot too. Just keep the top from burning. Typically it doesn't, but you never know. And now it's ready for the fire. So that took, what, 5 minutes? I don't know. I didn't have a timer going, but it didn't take long. It takes longer to wash the dishes than it does to put it together. All right. We're going to get this on the fire and get it cooking. Now we're going to put it on there for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how hot your fire is. So we'll give it 20, check it, and if it needs a little more, we'll give it a little more. And here we go. All right, everybody. it's been about 23 minutes. Let's see what we got here. Sit down. There you go. Let's see what we got. Ooh, oh boy. I do believe we are done. Now, how to get that? And that's a lot. I know. I'm not going to eat all that. I know you're thinking, oh, sure you could. I wasn't sure how to get it out of there. I have a really large ladle, like this, about this size, but it's a spoon. Did bring that, so we'll do the best we can. Let's try it. Oh, this is actually working pretty well. Oh yeah. See, the onion is a little overdone. That's because I didn't have the butter. But usually, we'll cook it this way. The onions come out about the consistency of like an onion ring. That type of consistency. All right, let's slide this out of the way so I don't inadvertently burn my elbow. Set you right there. Let me go back for more. Give me water. I am so dehydrated. Oh, let me make an adjustment here. My apologies. Hold on a second. All right, that's a little better. Okay. Oh, this dude is hot. So we need to be careful. Ah, potatoes are perfect. This, you can't really go wrong with that too much. Let that cool off a second. Perfect. Oh, it's so tasty. Again, one of the more, pardon me, grab my napkin. One of the more, I hate to use the word common, but popular, there you go, campfire meals. Most people just use the potatoes and the sausage. I like to throw the onion in there. Highly optional. Quit grabbing other stuff. There we go. I'm all right. Uncooperative. Yeah. I will get a piece of that onion one way or another. Here we go. Perfect. That's about the consistency of an onion ring. Hot. Still hot out here. But we're not eating in the dark. Ooh. Most people, now I cooked it in this little pan. And most people will do the foil pouch, which that's originally how I cooked it. But you gotta flip the dickens out of that thing or it will burn. But I've noticed if I cook it in a little pan like this, and pardon me, I have neighbors. Let's see if they know how to shut that up. We'll be right back after this commercial interruption. And we're back. It's like magic. What I was saying, with the foil pouch, it has a tendency to burn if you're not careful. That's why you gotta flip it and rotate it fairly well. And usually with that, you wouldn't layer it. You would pretty much get everything together and mix it all together pretty good. Throw it on the fire. If it's a good hot fire, I wouldn't leave it up, but maybe 4 to maybe 5 minutes aside and flip that dude over, because it'll. I think the potatoes will burn real easy. You just get stuck to the foil. I've had it happen on more than one occasion. Good stuff. All right. Well, I'm going to finish dinner and I'll be back with you here. Oh, I guess we might get done eating. Take care. See you in a minute. Okay, everybody, that was a really good dinner. Fortunately, I carry gallon-sized plastic bags, so I took the rest of it, bagged it, coolered it, something to eat tomorrow. Shortly after dinner, I was going over some of the footage I had previously recorded. I mentioned earlier about us going fishing, which I did go. And I'm not exactly sure what happened. I'm sure I made a mistake somewhere. But moving the camera, bumped something. Most footage just is worthless. But let's just say this is the first time I've made a time-lapse video. So I caught about, I don't know, 6 or 7, little bluegill, nothing to speak of, but it was entertaining. But just to show you, here's one of the time-lapse clips. I hope you get a good laugh out of it. I mean, first I was shocked, and then I watched it again, and I just couldn't stop laughing. It's like, wow. So here we go. Well, that was short, but wow, the things that happen in life, it's just crazy. But I have to laugh at it. Wanted to check in with you. Sun's dropping. Got my dishes done, cleaned up, policed my camp area. Also found apparently some other camper had left 2 of those, real long metal hot dog forks. They're just leaning up against a tree. I'm going to leave them here. I've got one, so I'm good. So maybe the next camper that comes by, if they forget something, hey, it's here waiting on them. So everybody, I really appreciate you guys coming along on my adventures. Look forward to making the next one. It's still, it's hot. I can just feel the sweat just running down me. But I got the back end of the trucks ready to go. Got my little table set up. Fans going, hopefully cool it down some. The neighbors' kids are out going crazy. And that's part of camping. I don't mind. I mean, my kids did it too. They're having fun. So, lost my train of thought there, apologies. Anyway, sun's dropping. I'm just gonna get some water in me, chill out here by the campfire. Fire's dying down pretty good. And I hope to see you on the next adventure. Everybody out there, you guys take care, and I'll see you soon.